Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. It's been a little while since my last video and I apologize for the delay. Life has gotten crazy, but I'm trying to get back on the wagon here and I'm bringing you a really cool knife for, I guess, my intro back into it, I suppose. So what we're taking a look at today is a knife from a custom maker named Clyde Challenor, assuming I'm saying that correctly. And his mark, or his maker's mark, is CCC, which is Clyde Challenor Customs. He's a knife maker out of South Africa, and this particular model is called the Hornet. So anyways, this is what it ships with. A very nice branded pouch, beautiful stitching and everything, one of the nice ones I've seen. There is a certificate of authenticity that's also pretty cool, looks really nice. And the knife itself, which you guys actually care about, is this. So we're looking at a kind of a small gentleman style, tactical style front flipper, I suppose. But yeah, the front flippers have been quite popular with the South African makers, and I guess they've been gaining some traction here in the States among collectors and enthusiasts as well. This particular one, along with 5 others, came up on a flash sale on Instagram, so when I saw the opportunity, I'd actually been following him for quite some time and was interested in his work, so I jumped on the chance. Excuse me. But alright, let's get into the specs then. So what we're taking a look at here is, again, a frame lock front flipper knife, and it has a 3-inch blade made of M390. Do have about a 4.1-inch handle here, also titanium. Overall length is, of course, 7.1 inches. The blade, the thickness in the pocket here is about 0.578 inches thick. So a little bit of girth on the smaller knife, which I'll talk about a little bit later. And then it is just about an inch. It's like 1.04 inches, kind of at the widest portion of the handle here. And then it does slim down a little bit towards the butt of the knife. But you know, small, usable package, beautifully built. Does use ball bearings. Does have a ceramic detent, a 3D titanium clip. But yeah, that's pretty much it for I guess the specs in the most part. But as far as my overall impressions, again, I'd been following Clyde for quite some time, had been very interested in his work. I was certainly drawn to the clean aesthetic of his knives, and what looked to be kind of beautiful work, beautiful craftsmanship, and that is exactly what I got. Wonderful machining. Everything he does is done by hand. He even does his own heat treat, but just really well built knives. So at least this particular one is. I can't speak to every single knife, but I would assume that they're all built to the same quality level. So really well made. But again, man, the clean aesthetic. The Hornet, it actually comes in 2 variations. One is just the dedicated front flipper, the other one has a thumb stud, and then he does kind of chamfer the frame a little bit to allow access to the thumb stud. But I was interested in the super clean kind of aesthetic lines of the one without the thumb stud. So I opted for just a dedicated front flipper, and this is my first opportunity playing with a front flipper. So anyways, overall impressions, extremely well made. Just very, very, very impressive work for a custom knife. I would put his quality or his fit and finish kind of up there with Brian Nadeau, who also, for those of you who've had his knives, know that his work is impeccable, and this knife is quite astounding at how clean it is, especially considering everything is done by hand. So really impressive craftsmanship. And another interesting thing is he's a completely self-taught maker, and he has only been making knives part-time for 18 months, so incredible work. It'll be interesting to see where he goes from here. But anyway, so those are, I guess, the specs, overall impressions for the most part. I forgot to weigh the knife before the video, and I'm not going to stop and do it now, so I will annotate the weight in right here somewhere on the screen. It'll be there-ish, or it'll be down below in the description box. So anyways, let's get into the details. So as I mentioned, M390 blade steel. You have these vertical satin striations, a nice swedge up top. Look how clean the lines are though. Beautiful. And I know there's a lot of glare. This knife is very, very shiny, so I apologize, but hopefully you're getting to see how clean those grind lines are. And they look very symmetric from side to side, so just incredible work. You can see it from the top there. Looks spot on. Beautiful sharpened edge. Both sides are very even, so this thing will shave without, oh crap. Yeah, that took a lot off. Alright, so it'll shave without a problem, but you know, I haven't really hard used the knife because I didn't want to scratch the crap out of it prior to the video, and it's just, but I've carried it, I've enjoyed it, I played with it. Anyways, back to the blade. So, you know, nice, clean. It does have a hollow grind here, I believe. Maybe it's a flat grind. It comes down to a nice, keen edge either way, but very nice. The satin finish looks good, feels good. He does have some jimping up top, and this is kind of one of the things that are interesting about a front flipper. You can see all those tiny lines, tiny jimps in there. That way your thumb can grab it and flip it open. And it actually took me some practice to become proficient kind of with the front flipper here, but much better than I was. And of course the knife being on bearings, I don't know if they're ceramic or stainless, but it does have a ceramic detent ball, certainly helps. So when the knife is in the open position, you do have that run of that really fine jimping here, which offers a really nice amount of traction without being sharp. Quite wonderful in combination with these larger spaced jimp marks here, but traction is excellent on the jimping up top, which is great for kind of a little bit smaller knife here. So that's pretty much it for the blade. The action, excellent. If the blade was heavier, then it would free fall on its own, but since it is only a 3-inch blade here and it comes down to a nice keen edge, it doesn't really have the weight to make it drop on itself, but it is incredibly smooth, beautifully centered. So again, just excellent craftsmanship on this particular knife, and no doubt all of his work. So the only mark is his logo, of course, and that is it. Nice and clean, so really like that. But anyways, oh, lockup while we're there. Nice thick titanium bar there, or slabs of titanium for the handles. So it locks up at 50%. Disengagement is very easy. Really no drama in terms of disengaging. And I have not like spine whacked it or anything, but Clyde said he did, and he said they didn't move at all, so I will take his word for it. There's also a recess here so that you can disengage the lock bar without any trouble, so really easy to open and close and disengage. No problems whatsoever. So, alright, let's get to the handle. So it does have, of course, a satin finish horizontally, and then it's been anodized, this beautiful blue coloration. But just take a look at how clean the machining is on this thing. See if you can catch all the little rounded edges and details on this knife. Just absolutely beautiful. Again, some of the best work that I have seen. So all the edges have been, of course, chamfered and rounded, so it's not uncomfortable anywhere. Also look at how small the spacing is between the lock bar and the frame. I think he uses a wire cut, probably EDM or something, but really minimal gap so it doesn't distract from that overall presentation. The milling in the handle goes onto the lock bar as well, which helps to tie it in quite a bit, so beautifully done. Just very, very nice overall. Does have these, I think they're polished, yeah, kind of these polished barrel spacers. Flow-through design, very clean. And then of course it does have a 3D milled pocket clip, and the screws are inset or attached from the inside, I guess. So you just see that just barely the heads of the screws, but again, you know, that goes to that very, very clean, very streamlined aesthetic presentation. So yeah. Cutout is on the inside, so again, doesn't distract from that wonderful aesthetic. But yeah, so I think I've had this knife at least somewhere between 3 and 5 weeks now. So I've had it for quite a while. I've been meaning to do the video, but I got busy. But yeah, just excellent work. He does have a number of other models. Clyde does, probably 6 or 7 of different sizes, different designs. They all do have that very, very clean aesthetic though, which I think is wonderful. I think he's got some new designs, but if you go to his Instagram account, which is, I believe it's Clyde Challenor Customs. I'll go ahead and link it down below, but his hyperlink, or the website link that he has, is actually a link to his PDF kind of catalog of the different knives that he does, and that's beautifully put together as well. His website looks really nice, so he's easy to access, easy to contact. His books are currently closed. He's hoping to open them again in October. And he's also hoping to do kind of more flash sales on Instagram and also on his Facebook group, if you're following him on those. So that's how I picked up this particular Hornet, the Blue Hornet. There were just 6 of them. I think they all went out in different colors, so this is the only one thus far in this configuration. And I think the Hornet might be a newer model, so there's probably not too many of them out there. But Scorpion's a beautiful model, the MK3 is a beautiful model. All really nice, all probably the same levels of excellent fit and finish. But anyway, so really impressed with the knife. Some of the, you know, just because a knife is a custom doesn't really designate quality levels, even though kind of the most heralded makers have that kind of inherent. As far as customer service, that's a different story. But you know, Clyde has excellent customer service. As far as my experience thus far, quality levels are there. I think that he can certainly go on to become a very well-known maker. But anyways, let's see what else is coming up with him. Again, does everything in-house. Oh, he will attend Blade 2016, so that'll be really cool for you guys who are going to Blade to potentially meet up with him there, check out some of his knives, handle them if you haven't, which I'm sure most of you haven't yet. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Again, I'm going to try to get back on it. I have a couple more videos coming up, a new wallet video, more knives. I need to try to figure out my lighting setup for a new bag. But anyways, more to come. Thanks for sticking in. Thanks to all my new subscribers. Be sure to click the like button if you liked the video, and then you can also follow me on Instagram as well. Thanks so much, guys. Take care.